Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Moonlight Insight podcast at Nightfall Records, powered by KRACKKILLZ and Valleytainment. Let's get into it with Uncle Charles.
All right.
Uncle Charles,
How you doing?
what's up? What's up, man? How you
Thank
feeling?
for having me. Feeling very good today. Very
You
humble.
look super comfortable, bro.
Thank you.
You look
Thank
like
you.
you're on a vibe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, what part of the city are you from, or where you come from?
So I was born in Texas.
Okay.
And I moved to Pittsburgh about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And I've lived all over Pittsburgh, every borough. So.
And so you grew up mostly in Texas, though?
Yeah, for the most part, I grew up between Texas and Mississippi.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
Yep.
You can kind of hear it in your accent there a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
What was your upbringing like? Did you
I had a beautiful upbringing.
Yeah.
I was adopted at the age of 2.
Okay.
Fell in love with the guitar, learned how to play that, started playing chess. After that, it was piano. And then my mother just looked at me and was like, "You're going to be an entertainer one day." Started putting me in dance classes at Tina's Gymnastics.
Okay.
And I did performances and shows all the way from 13 to 15. I even did Broadway at one point.
Okay.
And she really brought it out of me because I was really introverted.
Mm-hmm.
So my childhood was stay safe but still have fun. So I had an amazing childhood, vacations every summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's always cool to hear whenever there's an entertainer or somebody who has a talent and there's like that family interest in like nurturing that and helping that person grow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's always really cool to see. I guess for like our reference, like, where did you go to school when you came to Pittsburgh here? Just so that our listeners
when I
tune in.
did go to school, when I came here, I went to the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I went to Duquesne University.
Okay.
And then I went to CCAC on the north side as well.
Okay.
So I went for psychology, business administration. I had my brick mason degree, and I have my carpentry certification.
Okay.
So
Kind of a whole toolbox there.
got to, because you can't just stay in one industry, especially in Pittsburgh. You have to have more than a few avenues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you're in the entertainment, and then we're also doing like the salt of the earth
Real
type
life,
of work.
like, yeah.
That's always cool, man. Now, like when you did go to school, did you do any like sports or anything like that, or were you more so inside the theater and stuff?
In high school, 9th grade, I played football. 10th grade, I got kicked out of football.
Okay.
Told me I was too aggressive. I need to learn more agility as well.
Okay.
So the football coaches put me in tennis.
Okay.
And I made a bet. My 11th grade year starting tennis, looked my coach right in his eyes. He said, "If you can beat my number 1 player, since you're so hard, you're the best at everything, I'll give you $1,000 at the end of the school year. I'll write a check out to you." I said, I wanted cash, and I wanted to the end of my senior year. He said, "Deal. I still don't think you're going to make it past the first week." Every day I would run up and down this big muddy hill every day for hours, for a whole year. Went to training during the summer, came back and beat his best player, threw my racket up in the air, said, "You owe me $1,000," and walked off the court.
Now, did he pay up on that?
He paid up on that.
That's what's
he
up.
paid up on
in
that.
cash?
In cash.
What'd you spend the money on?
Oh, man, what did I spend it on? Probably a pair of shoes, gas in the tank a few times. And I was twice the size I was, so food. I love food, man.
Oh, man, that's tough because it's like my next question when you said shoes, I'm going to be like, are you a sneakerhead? Like, do you have a sneaker that you, like, did you have a OG sneaker you always get, or do you get different?
Man, I get all different kinds, but what I really like is a soft sole.
Okay.
So I would have to go with deerskin when it comes with Sperry's.
Okay.
When it comes to walking around a lot, I didn't understand why a lot of drug dealers on the corner had Jordans.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can stand for hours in those shoes, and they're comfortable.
Dude.
And then my third choice would have to be Chuck Taylors.
Okay.
They're just classic, man.
They're like that's like the look shoe. You know, you can't wear that shit out if you're going to be going around and shit. But.
Yeah. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I'll put on a pair of khaki pants and put some Chuck Taylors on.
Yeah, your feet going to hurt, though, right?
I hope I don't have to walk far.
Dude, I'm like one of those weird sizes too. I'm like a size 13. So if I wear a Chuck Taylor, it looks like a clown shoe. It's just like it's way
they
too
look like clown
long.
shoes on me. But here's the thing with Chuck Taylor. I wear size 11, but in Chuck Taylor, I wear 13 wide. So I have to get it longer and I have to get it bigger.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm fucking up too, because I just be getting my normal size.
Get 2 sizes bigger when it comes to Chuck Taylor.
Yeah. When did you get into music? Like, when was that the direction for you?
When I realized I could sing.
Okay. And was that young with your encouragement?
That was young. The encouragement when I was growing up was more musical instruments, the piano, the guitar, the tuba, the trumpet, the saxophone.
Okay.
Learning to read notes, band class, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It elevated from there into the theater. And I like being the outgoing person, but other times I'm more reserved. Mm-hmm. So theater wasn't really my go-to. Mm-hmm. And so quickly after that, at about 15, I dropped my first mixtape. I thought I was hot shit.
Okay.
I wasn't. I was terrible. Like Dookie.
What was the name of the tape?
It was called Devil.
Okay.
And it was 8 songs.
That aggression from playing sports.
Yeah, of straight trash, man. Straight trash. Somebody actually came up to me. This lady came up to me. I didn't remember who she was. Forgive me. And she said, "You're Bubba." I said, "Who?" And she was like, she pulled out a CD. An old CD from her car and said, "This is you when we were in high school. I still have your CD." And I asked her, "Please burn it. Please get rid of it."
What was the sound of your first tape? Like, was it hip hop based? Was it?
My first song was called Love Song, and it was 7 minutes long. Oh, only my aunt liked it. She was supportive. My first tape that was called Devil had 8 tracks. My mom and dad took all of my music equipment. Was like, "You're not making music anymore. We're not with this." That was more rap.
Okay.
And then over the years, it turned into me actually being real with myself on the mic.
Yeah.
Just telling my story and things like that of that nature. So then you don't have to worry about forgetting your lyrics.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about pretending to have a certain feeling or emotion or energy on a song when you do it again, because it's already there. You've been through that. And that's something I had to learn. You have to be true to yourself and true in your music and true to the people that are going to listen to it. Mm-hmm. Because if not, then, by 35, if you haven't made it, probably jumping.
Right.
So, yeah.
What, that's interesting that you say that too, because it's just like, how would you say your current sound compares to like where you started at? Like,
man, I listen to myself and I'm like, I like it now, but if I listen to my old mixtape, man, only one song I like, only one, and I was very closed off in my music in the beginning, shallow. You can even say scared to be myself, and then my music developed into letting out not only pain, but joy and love and laughter. And I turned it into a comedic therapy. And I just been rolling with that, and it's taken off.
Okay.
People like to laugh and smile while having a good beat with it.
Yeah.
And if it's a video, then it's the visual effects. If it's audio, it is the energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe that the energy is present now to better someone else that's listening to my music rather than destroy a whole culture or a whole generation behind your lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are very pragmatic and impressionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something like you think early on too? It's like with the Devil tape. It was like, do you think that was your influences at the time, or do you think that was just like
that was pain that was happening to me that I wasn't wanting to talk about?
Yeah.
Because a lot of rappers and artists and entertainers don't talk about a lot. But I was raped by my best friend growing up, 2 houses down. So. And I felt my parents didn't care because his parents was watching it happen and didn't help me at all. And so that mixtape Devil was a lot of anger coming out. So it's definitely different now.
Yeah.
A lot of self-reflection, getting over who I think I am.
Yeah.
Realizing I'm a person too.
Yeah.
And that I don't necessarily have to be a monster, even though I like being a monster.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like as I get older, I see people in life, they're like, they either are facing their trauma and they're doing something to be a healthier human.
Yes.
Or they're becoming a more bitter person and kind of getting...
hating themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the catch.
There's people that are 60, 70 years old that still act that way, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know. And one thing about my music, when I realized I made a 70-year-old man cry over my song, I had something.
Yeah.
I had something. At that point, I said nobody can stop me.
Right.
No one.
Well, let's take a look, because it's like, I guess we're kind of talking about your music then and your music now. So, like, who were your influences then, and then who are some of the people that currently, that you find yourself listening to them?
Okay, growing up, it was Zero, Trey the Truth, UGK, Pimp C,
okay,
Bun B, T.I., a lot of Southern influences, Hurricane Chris, a lot of those artists. Now I find myself listening to more Pharrell Williams, Snoop Dogg. I was never really a Jay-Z fan because I believe Nas beat him in the competition. It was just marketing. That's why Jay-Z won.
Right.
But I listened to a lot of Nas.
Okay.
A lot of Nas. And now I could just put YouTube on shuffle, man, and listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So now I don't have a go-to artist.
Okay.
I have, let's be open. Let's feel at least what they're trying to convey. Be more empathetic instead of sympathetic to the music so that I'm more able to learn from it so that I'll be able to teach later with mine.
Where would you say like the comedic influences, or why would you say that?
Okay, so before Medea came out, and I don't want to go to jail for saying this, but so everybody know what a bootleg is. A bootleg DVD. Okay, Medea came on this all-white bootleg DVD you got from the barbershop growing up back in the 90s, early 2000s. So my mom's side of the family had came down for vacation from Mississippi. And we just happened to put in the first play by Medea. At the end of it, everybody in the living room stopped, turned to me, and said, "How did you get on TV?" Because I was the male version of Medea as a child. Like, who you talk to? I'm not with that. I'm a thug. I'm a bust you. Like, I'm with it. And they was just like, where did that come from? And so my comedic influences come from Tyler Perry, Martin Lawrence, Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey. The years went on. It went to Kevin Hart. A lot of mainstreams.
Is that something that you do other than the music? Like, do you do like a separate stand-up or like any type of
It is something skits? I'm questioning of doing. I have skits in my music.
Okay.
So that's some of the comedy I add in my music. But as far as doing stand-up comedy, I have not done that yet, but I am inspired to do so.
Okay. I
have a camera set up in the apartment that I live in now, catching everything I do. And me and my roommate, we're very rude to each other. So we had to have a third party come in before it turned into something too real. And they were like, hey, this right here is funny. You don't get along on certain reasons and your differences. It's comedy. We love it. So that's what is leaning me more towards doing skits and starting to do stand-up. Plus, growing up, they called me Sinbad. One of my nicknames was Sinbad because I would speak and people would listen and they would laugh and be drawn into me and be like, tell me more. Yeah. So I embraced that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like super important. And I think like people that do, let's say like hip hop music, I think it's hard for them to branch out and be like comedic in a sense sometimes because people want to present themselves very seriously. But it seems like you are a pretty healthy person as far as your mindset. So it's like that's not something that gets in your way.
You can't let perception get in the way of perspective. It'll lead to false intentions inside of yourself, and then everything you do and say is a joke.
Yeah.
So if you sit there and misjudge somebody thinking you know them and you treat them based off of that judgment, then it's going to come and bite you in the ass. That's why you keep snakes out of your grass and cut your grass. That's where that come from.
Yeah.
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 You got to get over yourself.
Yeah.
So as a child, you're pragmatic because you don't know life. Now you got to grow up and learn how to be practical. That's when people's brains stop working.
Yeah.
Got to keep functioning.
Yeah. Well, as far as like your music, are you like a music recording artist? Do you do production? Is that like something that you have someone else that you work collaboratively with, or?
Man, I write 7 to 8 songs a day.
Okay.
I record here at Nightfall Records.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of writing.
Yeah. It's just, I have a lot that goes through my mind. And not everyone's a banger, though. But so I have multiple engineers and producers. So me, I am a ghostwriter. I'm a writer. I'm an artist. I not only do hip hop, I also do country and R&B.
Okay.
So when you scroll down those different avenues, I might have to take a vacation in Mississippi and put on a straw hat with a straw in my mouth and go barefoot and go fishing and pick my nose just to get the feeling. Mm-hmm. So I can put it in a song properly. And I might not have a producer or engineer down there, but I got a camera. Right. And everything can be brought back to life.
Right.
So I'll record an idea or something and I'll just make it come back. Yeah. Just make it come back. So as far as me being a producer, as far as me being an engineer and everything else, I have produced, I have engineered. Mm-hmm. My preference, I'd rather you hit the record button and me just do my thing, because it's not only what you say and how you say it. I think that's only 50% of the song. The other 50, actually, that's 40% of a song. The other 40% of a song is who is actually mixing and mastering that beat, not only producing it. And then the last 20% would be marketing. Okay. So I don't have any specific ones I like to go to, but I do have a few favorites. Curly Fry, Trap. I do like Rouge beats from the Ukraine. A few local individuals that aren't mainstream. Okay. Yeah. And like when you do make your music, is it like sample based? Is it like cooked up fresh beats, or like is it like do you send ideas back and forth? So I learned to stop asking people their opinion when it comes to my shit, my music. Because if you don't like it as an artist, why are you putting it out? If you can't believe what you're saying, what makes you think the next person will? Right. So when I get a beat, I write with no beat. Okay. It just comes out like poetry. I write it. I come to the studio and I'll just listen to a beat. Hey, Curly, put on a beat. Any beat, don't care what it is. He'll put on a beat. I'll scroll through my phone, find a song. Let's record. Every single beat you play, I'm going to hop on. And I'm going to do my absolute best on it. Okay. So that's how it works for me. You can make one in front of me. Yeah. I'll hop on it. You can play one for me. I'll hop on it. You can sample one. I'll hop on it. Okay. Either way, because I write without the music. Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's good to have a stockpile of like pre-written music and kind of like being able to mesh it onto almost any beat or any beat. Mm-hmm. I guess like what would be something that you'd steer away from, or is there like no beat that you wouldn't get on? I'll hop on every single person's beat. Even if the person's like, this is a throwaway, like I don't care. Yeah. Every single throwaway beat that y'all keep giving me, I make hot. So keep giving them to me.
It sounds sustainable is what it sounds like. You know what I mean? It's like the goodwill of rapping, because it's like it just keeps going.
You need passive income in life. It's the version of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what's one thing about your studio process, or like your creative process, that's maybe like an unexpected challenge, or like something that you dislike about the creative process? Or is it always brings you joy and it's always a project that you enjoy doing? Is there something that can set the vibe off in the studio where you're like,
oh yeah, other individuals that are rude or disrespectful, that come in on different substances, ones that need their ass whooped by their mama. There's plenty of things that can disrupt, but I've been around it all, and so I try not to let it bother me. But if you get in the way of time, if let's say I pay for some time, and I take that time serious,
right?
I record a song in under 5 minutes.
Oh shit!
Under 5 minutes.
7 songs a day.
Every single
under
song
5 minutes
is
on the
recorded
song.
under 5 minutes. The rest of the time I paid for is for you to mix and master. That's it.
So if we're just cutting your stems for the day, right? We could potentially do all 7 songs in an hour, pretty much.
Yes,
and now we wouldn't be mixing them all in that time, but we could at least get cuts of everything.
Yes,
that's productive.
I've come to the studio, paid for 5 hours, recorded recorded a whole album in an hour, sat there for the other 4 hours listening to the engineer mix and master. Okay.
Now, is there any process beyond? Like for you, once you cut the record, once you mix and master it, like what's your next steps from there? And I ask this because I guess we'll have other people who are maybe just getting started in their music journey. I mean, this might be an obvious question, is all I mean.
So the first thing I would do, I will hold on to it for 6 months. Because you never know when another idea is going to come back for you to better that track. Then I'm going to let friends and associates listen to it. I'm not going to tell them it's me. 9 times out of 10, they don't know. Right. And so give me your personal feedback on it. What do you think of this? Did you lose interest listening to it? Did you gain hype? What was the feeling? You know, audience, age, topic. And that's how that goes. So after that, now I need to make short videos for TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever mainstream that you're on for social media. Now, after I do that, it gets a little bit of following. Now you need the distribution. Now you need to put it out. So now the song's out. After you put the song out, now you need to pay for the promotion. Now you need to go onto gaming websites. Y'all can edit this out, but you can even pay Pornhub to post and advertise for you. And I promise, there's enough people that watch it. So after you do your paid promotion, then you need to start doing shows and music videos. Not necessarily music videos, but shows to get your face and your music out there. And then you can start doing the music videos from there after you're gained a little bit of traction. Okay. I feel like that's a pretty good rundown, and like good knowledge for people who are just starting out or like don't know what to do with their next record. You mentioned like shows though, so like maybe we could do this at the same time, but like where are some of the places you performed locally? Where are some shows that you've had recently, and then like maybe where are some shows that are upcoming for you, if there is any? I've performed at Level Up Studios in East Liberty several times for Dreams of Music Network. I've performed at, what's that club called? There's a club that does karaoke, and you get $100, and I keep winning it. P-Town. There's a club called P-Town. Okay. It's an LGBT bar. There is a regular bar called Lot 17. Okay. Club 7 downtown. before they shut it down. I think it was called on the south side Foxtails.
Okay.
I used to perform at Foxtails.
Yeah,
so.
that's the one with the water fountain on the roof.
Yeah. I used to do security there too. We removed the fountain. It was too dangerous. Too dangerous. Now
too many slip and falls.
Oh, way too many because the roof is plastic, literally plastic wrap that they wrap around poles. Yeah. So like if somebody gets drunk or gets pushed, they will fall off. But,
dude, I was actually talking about that one video that went viral. Did you remember that one?
When somebody got pushed off the roof?
There was another one. I can't really get to
I was
into
security
the
at Foxtails when they pushed her
what I'm
off of the roof.
Right?
Let's get to the specifics. We can cut it out one video.
The chick? There's the one with the water bottle and shit.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Were you working security that night?
I was not. Okay. I was not.
Locked out.
I would have had to kick her out. I don't know. She could have stayed. She had the audacity.
What did you have anything upcoming for shows or anything like that though?
Upcoming for shows so far, I have not planned yet.
Okay.
For any new shows coming up. I'm really focusing on I have an EP with Louis the Kid coming out soon.
Okay.
I have tracks with Cameron from Nightfall Records coming soon. I have 2 EPs and an album dropping from now until this Christmas. So starting in March with some more releases. Mm-hmm. And I'm just building the hype right now.
Yeah.
Just building all of it up so that when I go on tour, I can feel like Rod Wave. I want my flowers too.
Do you like? I guess we'll move this into a little bit of a different direction because I guess we were going to ask you about any upcoming projects and you kind of let us know you're pretty much dropping throughout the whole rest of the year here.
Yes.
I guess like if we were to move in a different direction here, like how about outside of music, is there anything like recently that you've kind of had to overcome, like anxiety or like a new thing or maybe something you've battled with in the past?
Yeah, I'm a dad.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I found out I had a son when he was 11 months old.
Okay.
He's now 18 months old. So me and my child's mother do not get along. Mm-hmm. And she's the type to use my kid against me.
Yeah.
So I'm the type to have common sense enough. You needed me. I didn't need you. So my child's going to have to suffer because of you for that until he's able to make his own decisions. Mm-hmm. So the way I look at it, I'm going to have to overcome more emotional distress from my childhood, instilling it into him, and then having to correct that because of a disagreement.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
But my son know I love him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not a dad myself, but like as far as like the people in my life, like my roommate and just people in general that have kids, it's like, especially if there's issues with the baby mother and stuff, and it's always a messy situation. And all you can do is your best. Yeah.
Petty. Like, our argument happened over a dog. She said, can you go pick up a puppy for me so we can have a puppy? I said, no. She said, why? I take care of my kids and your son and all this and that. And I said, you can't even get your ass up to wash the laundry. You think I'm going to put a dog in there too? I'm not.
That's the one thing I'm pretty serious about. Like, if you're going to have a dog, you got to have the space for it and you got to take good care of that dog.
You have to have the temperament.
Yeah.
Because a dog will try you.
Do you have a dog of your own?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. Did you have one in the past at all, though?
Yeah. When my wife jumped off the bridge, they took my dog to the shelter. And they wouldn't allow me to have him back because he's in her name.
Holy shit.
So that's what happened to my dog.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. It's just very dark.
It's cool, man. It's cool to laugh now.
I kind of want to ask you to elaborate a little bit, okay. But would you be comfortable?
So in the last year and a half, my wife jumped off the bridge, took her life, was sober from heroin. And then out of the blue, did it and drowned off a Homestead Bridge here in Pittsburgh. I ended up losing my home due to depression and all my vehicles and my job and, you know, going through it.
Yeah.
And thought I was doing okay. 6 months later, I moved in, think I found me a girlfriend, whatever. After 6 months, she ran off and abandoned me. Literally, in the apartment, just disappeared. I hired a dive team, put out a missing persons report, had a drone flying all around the city just to see if I could find her. And come to find out, she was in Knoxville off of Charles Street. And I hunted down her mom, dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and we all went over there. Because you're going to clear up these lies and why you disappeared and all this and that. It's because anybody that know me, you're not going to lie on my name. I'm not going to play games with you. None of that. Beat around the bush with you. I don't love you enough to do that. Because I love me more. I have to. And then about 2 weeks later, after that, my best friend committed suicide. Killed himself. And then like 2 days after that, another friend died from COVID. And then like 3 days later, my mother died. And then I went to living in cars and abandos and shit.
And this is all, I mean, this is all relatively recently.
This is all within 1 year when I signed with Nightfall.
I asked you if you had to overcome anything, and you didn't really bring us to that place. You brought us, let me know.
It's
but
dark and sad, man. Yeah. It's depressing. I don't want to sit here and cry like no big bitch. Yeah. But sometimes, you know, you got to let it out.
Well, you're a strong person for still pursuing your passions and being active like you are, you know?
Because if I didn't, I would be off of that bridge too.
Yeah. Do you feel like that part of you, like, because we talked about you being a comedic artist, like, do you feel like you channel that part of you into the music?
Yes. Okay. Because I am filled with a lot of sadness. I do my best to allow other people to be themselves and not judge them, so that they don't have to worry about the insecurities and the doubts of self-harm. Yeah. Because you can do that mentally instead of physically. Yeah. And break yourself down spiritually. So I do put it into... I let my sadness and depression work into my music and into my comedy and just being around friends and helping people laugh and enjoy themselves.
I think as I've gotten older, like I've always been the type of person where it's like I speak my mind, I say what I want to say.
Makes you feel a whole lot better, don't it?
It does, but I just like, I'm also like more cautious now too, because it's like I try not to put anybody in a bad place because I don't know.
I'm not responsible for your feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said I signed up for that? I don't know if y'all can put that on there. I didn't sign up for that. Shit.
All right. I guess we're getting close to the end here, so I'll wrap it up with a couple more things here. Like, how about, do we have any like merch on the way? Anything new in that wave of branding yourself?
Yeah, I'm working with my cousin right now, Francine Smith.
Okay.
She just don't know it yet. But I want her to produce hoodies and shirts and pants, and she has it all her own designs. But now she needs names to go on them.
Right.
I'll be a name, so it'll help advertisement.
Working together collaboratively, yes. Pushing her brand and pushing yours at the same time.
Yes,
that's really cool.
Hopefully, dropping this summer.
Anything that you maybe want to plug or anything that you want to let us know about?
Yeah.
Your Instagram and all that stuff.
My Instagram is Uncle Charles Nightfall Records. My Facebook is Ali Bear, ALIBEAR, in parentheses, it's Uncle Charles. Go to YouTube and type in Uncle Charles, LOL. I promise you won't be disappointed. A lot of features coming. And a lot of features with artists that have way more views than me or clout than me, and they're reaching out to me to do songs. So that makes me feel good as well. So I don't care if you got only 100 views. Somebody with 100,000 views wants to do a song with you. I promise.
Well, I want to say thanks to Uncle Charles for being on the Moonlight Insights today.
Thank you for having me.
Shout out to KRACKKILLZ and Valleytainment for helping us behind the scenes here. Probably gonna punch it right about here.
Cool.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for being on, man. It was great.
No problem.